Ever pondered why California, the state with the third highest average public K-12 teacher salary in the US, is grappling with a teacher shortage? It's an intriguing conundrum, isn't it? Despite the high average salary, the Golden State finds itself in the throes of a teacher shortage that's been exacerbated, though not caused, by the pandemic. Let's delve a bit deeper. The demand for specialized teachers, those in science, math, bilingual education, and special education, is soaring. But the supply? Not so much. And the pandemic? It's nudged many teachers into retirement. In fact, more than half of those who retired during this period cited the challenges of teaching during such unprecedented times as their reason for leaving. Then there's the cost and complexities of becoming a teacher. For many, the financial strain and time commitment of earning a teaching credential is a real barrier. Despite the state's efforts to assist current public school employees in earning their teaching credentials, the hurdles remain. And let's not forget about the rural districts. Despite their charm and close-knit communities, they struggle to attract applicants for grants and have a tough time retaining teachers. The application process for state grants can be particularly burdensome for these districts with limited resources. The teacher shortage is a reality that's hit hard. It's not just about unfilled vacancies, it's about the future of education, the quality of learning, and ultimately the success of our students. And so, we find ourselves in a bit of a pickle. Despite being one of the states with the highest average teacher salaries, California is facing a teacher shortage. And it's not just about the numbers. It's about the ripple effects this shortage could have on our education system and the generations to come. Undeniably, the Golden State is in dire need of a solution to address this pressing issue. And as we move forward, it's crucial to ask, what can we do to increase teacher retention? How can we ensure that our educators feel valued and supported? And how can we make teaching an attractive and sustainable career choice? These are the questions that we must grapple with as we seek to address this complex issue. How much of an impact does remuneration have on a teacher's decision to stay or leave the profession? Let's delve into this question by sharing a real-life story. We've all heard of the proverbial teacher who leaves a high-paying job for the love of teaching. But let's meet Sarah, a dedicated educator who took it a step further. She moved from California to Florida for a teaching position and accepted a significant pay cut of over $80,000 annually. Yes, you heard that right, $80,000. Sarah's story might sound extreme, but it sheds light on a critical aspect of teacher retention: the role of pay. Now, it's not rocket science to understand that better pay can help to retain teachers. After all, everyone needs a good paycheck to pay the bills and lead a comfortable life. But Sarah's story adds another dimension to this. Despite the drastic pay cut, she chose to stick with teaching. Why? Because she loves her job. So, how does this tie back to our main question? It tells us that, while pay is a significant factor, it's not the only one. Teachers like Sarah find fulfillment in witnessing the growth of their students, in sparking curiosity, and in molding young minds. The satisfaction derived from these experiences often outweighs the lure of a hefty paycheck. However, it's important to note that Sarah's story is not an argument against better pay for teachers. In fact, it underscores the need for it. Teachers are professionals who have invested time and resources in their education and training. They work long hours, often extending beyond the traditional school day, grading papers, planning lessons, and supporting students. Therefore, they deserve to be compensated fairly for their effort and dedication. Moreover, better pay can help attract more people to the profession and address the teacher shortage that many states, including California, are facing. It's not just about retention, it's also about recruitment. After all, who would want to enter a profession knowing they might have to take a pay cut like Sarah did? To sum it up, pay plays a crucial role in teacher retention. But it's not the be-all and end-all. Teachers need to be valued and respected for their work, and their compensation should reflect that. They need supportive work environments and resources to do their jobs effectively. It's clear that while pay is important, it's not the only factor that keeps teachers in the classroom. If pay is a crucial factor, what about a pay increase? Would that solve the problem? Well, it's a good question, and one that has been addressed recently in California. There's a new proposal on the table known as Assembly Bill 938, which aims to boost the salaries of school teachers and staff by a whopping 50% by the year 2030. Yes, you heard that right, a 50% increase. Now, it's important to note that this bill has passed out of committee with bipartisan support, meaning it has the backing of both major political parties. This is a significant point because it shows that the issue of teacher pay isn't just a concern for one group or another, it's a concern for everyone, irrespective of political affiliations. California currently ranks as the third highest state in the US when it comes to average public K-12 teacher salaries. But here's the kicker: its academic performance doesn't match up. In fact, it lags behind states that pay their teachers less. Now, this is where the critics chime in. They argue that teacher pay should be linked to improved student performance. Essentially, they're saying that if teachers are paid more, they should deliver better results. But let's not put all our eggs in one basket. The proposed pay increases would apply to all school staff, not just teachers. And why is that? Because an effective education system isn't just about the teachers, it's about everyone who contributes to it, from the janitors who keep the schools clean to the administrative staff who ensure everything runs smoothly. However, it's essential to understand that this bill doesn't automatically appropriate funds or penalize districts if the pay raise goals are not met. It's a proposal, a step in the right direction, but it's not a guaranteed solution. So would a pay increase solve the problem? It's hard to say. On one hand, higher salaries could potentially attract more individuals to the teaching profession and encourage current teachers to stay. On the other hand, it's not as simple as throwing money at the issue and hoping it goes away. The truth is, the challenges facing our education system are complex and multifaceted. They require comprehensive solutions that address not only teacher pay but also other factors such as working conditions, professional development, and the overall perception of the teaching profession. A pay increase, while welcome by many, is not a magic bullet. It needs to be part of a comprehensive solution. If not just pay, then what? What other solutions could help retain teachers, you may ask? Well, let's delve into that, shall we? California has been proactive in investing in teacher recruitment, retention, and training efforts. This is no small feat, considering the state has put a whopping $4.8 billion into these initiatives since 2015. A significant portion of this investment goes towards assisting non-teaching school staff in becoming fully fledged teachers. This strategy is a two-pronged approach. It fills the demand for more educators and provides career advancement opportunities for staff members. But the state's efforts don't stop there. California has also allocated funds to aid current public school employees in earning their teaching credentials. This move not only increases the pool of potential teachers but also ensures that these aspiring educators are already familiar with the inner workings of the education system. Moreover, the state has recognized the importance of hands-on training for teachers. As such, funding has been provided for teacher residency programs. These programs offer a unique blend of classroom theory and practical experience, equipping teachers with the necessary skills and confidence to excel in their roles. However, it's worth noting that while these are substantial steps towards addressing the teacher shortage, they are not without their challenges. For instance, remote rural districts often struggle to attract applicants for these grants and programs. Furthermore, the process of applying for state grants can be burdensome for districts with limited resources. And while these initiatives have made some headway, they've not been enough to fully address the urgent short-term needs. Large districts still have vacancies unfilled, and teacher retirements and turnover have increased during the pandemic. Clearly, there's still a long road ahead. Investment in recruitment and training is a step in the right direction, but it's not enough on its own. As we move forward, a multifaceted approach that combines competitive pay, supportive work environments, and robust training programs will be crucial in keeping our educators in the profession they love. Clearly, the issue is not as straightforward as it seems. So, what other factors need to be considered? Well, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The teacher shortage is not solely a matter of pay. It's a complex issue, influenced by a myriad of factors. It's like a puzzle, and we're trying to fit the pieces together. One of the big pieces of this puzzle, believe it or not, is the pandemic. It's thrown a wrench in the gears of education. The transition to virtual instruction was a challenge for many teachers. They had to adapt to new technologies, manage virtual classrooms, and ensure that every student was still receiving a quality education. This, coupled with the fear and uncertainty of the global health crisis, increased stress levels for educators. It's no wonder that many chose to retire early or leave the profession. And let's not forget the underappreciation of teachers. Educators put in long hours, often extending beyond the traditional school day. They're not just teaching, they're grading papers, planning lessons, and sometimes even acting as counselors to their students. Yet, their efforts often go unrecognized. This lack of appreciation can be a major deterrent for potential educators and a reason for current teachers to seek other professions. Another crucial factor is the funding. Yes, we've talked about pay raises and that's important. But we also need to think about more permanent increases in education funding. We're not just talking about higher salaries but also benefits, resources, and ongoing professional development. Teachers don't just need to be paid well, they need to be supported well. We also can't ignore the challenges faced by rural districts. Attracting and retaining teachers in these areas is particularly difficult, especially when the application process for state grants can be burdensome for districts with limited resources. And what about the cost of becoming a teacher in the first place? It's a significant investment, and for many the potential return simply doesn't seem worth it. Allocating funds to help current public school employees earn teaching credentials could be a step in the right direction. So you see, this issue is multifaceted. It's not just about pay, it's about respect, it's about support, it's about making teaching a viable, sustainable career choice. It's about creating an environment where teachers feel valued. Addressing these issues is crucial to creating an environment where teachers feel valued and supported. And remember, when we support our teachers, we're ultimately supporting our children. And isn't that what education is all about? So, where do we go from here? What are the next steps for education in California? It's clear that a multifaceted approach is needed. Pay increases are a significant part of the solution, yes, but they're not the be-all and end-all. A comprehensive plan that includes not just salary hikes, but also investment in recruitment and training is crucial. We've seen the potential impact of initiatives like Assembly Bill 938, which proposes to increase school staff pay by 50% by 2030. But let's remember, this bill doesn't automatically allocate funds or penalize districts if goals aren't met. This highlights the need for sustained commitment and follow-through on such proposals. We've also got to address the other issues affecting teacher retention. The cost of becoming a teacher, the challenges of teaching during a pandemic, the feelings of underappreciation. All these factors push educators out of the profession. Tackling these issues head-on will be key to keeping our teachers in our classrooms. Moreover, we need to streamline the process for accessing funds, especially for our remote rural districts. The burden of applying for state grants can be overwhelming for districts with limited resources. Simplifying this process could be a game changer in attracting and retaining teachers in these areas. The benefits of retaining teachers are manifold. Research shows that a stable teaching staff leads to improved student performance. When teachers stay, they develop a deeper understanding of the curriculum, the school community, and the individual needs of their students. This understanding translates into more effective teaching and learning. Teacher retention also contributes to a stable education system. High turnover rates disrupt the continuity of learning and can lead to a chaotic school environment. On the other hand, when teachers stay, they can provide a consistent, high-quality education for their students. The future of education in California, and indeed across the nation, hinges on our ability to retain our teachers. To ensure our children receive the best education possible, we need to make teaching an attractive, sustainable, and respected profession. This requires not just words, but action. In the end, it all boils down to one fundamental question: how much do we value our teachers, and by extension, our children's education? The future of education in California depends on our ability to retain our teachers. The time to act is now. The teacher shortage in California is a complex issue with no easy solutions. This statement has been our guiding principle throughout our discussion today. We've delved into the current state of teacher retention, the role of pay in retaining educators, and the proposed solutions to address the shortage. We've seen that California's teacher retention crisis is the result of a myriad of factors, from the pandemic's impact on the profession, to the long-standing challenges of high demand for specific subject teachers, and the struggles faced by rural districts. Notably, we've highlighted the role of pay in teacher retention, acknowledging the reality that while love for the job can take one far, it may not always be enough to keep educators in the profession. We've unpacked the proposed Assembly Bill 938, which aims to increase school staff's pay by 50% by the year 2030. This legislation, although not without its critics, represents a significant step towards tackling the retention issue, yet it's clear that addressing pay alone won't be enough. We've also put the spotlight on other solutions, such as investment in teacher recruitment, retention, and training efforts. These investments, however, need to be systematic and sustainable to create a long-term impact. The complexity of the issue demands a comprehensive approach, one that takes into account the diverse needs and challenges of educators across the state. So what's the way forward? There's no magic bullet to solve the teacher shortage in California. It's a journey that requires commitment, collaboration, and a deep understanding of the issues at hand. From significant pay increases to comprehensive investment in recruitment and training, it's clear that the path towards a solution is multifaceted. With a comprehensive approach that addresses the various factors affecting teacher retention, there's hope for a brighter future for education in California. Let's keep the conversation going, and together, we can make a difference in the lives of our educators and ultimately, our students. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you enjoyed the content, consider liking and subscribing to the channel, as it would be greatly appreciated.